Welcome back to the dark age of New Orleans sports. I'm Corey Rholdon, joined with Michael Foret. It's the 504 Core podcast. And Michael, the Pelicans before January 1st had 5 wins. Since January, 5 wins. They're playing way better basketball, and it's pissing you off. Just go ahead.
Can this franchise pick a direction at this point? I feel like I'm the play-in Pels. I mean, what else is there to say about them? It's kind of the same thing every year. I don't even know who they catch up with in the 10th. Who's the 10th seed right now? Who are they be battling with? San Antonio?
They can't catch up with anybody. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I've been looking at this thing for a while. Like you would have to go almost undefeated the rest of the way.
Yeah,
Not
you got to
undefeated.
win like 80% of your games just to even be in a conversation for the play-in. So I don't understand this. Go ahead.
All right, so let's start with the 12th seed in the NBA. That's the Spurs at 19 and 20. The Pelicans are 10 and a half games back of the 12th seed. They're 11 games back of the 11th seed in the Warriors. And then you have the Suns and the Kings all right there. So you got those four teams battling for basically two spots. You think the Pelicans have any chance of catching them?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it seems like Jimmy Butler is going to end up in Phoenix. Let's be honest here. It's the NBA. Stars get what they want. So it's a stars league. Zion is your star. He doesn't lead by example. He can't even show up to planes on time, bus rides on time. Practice on time. I mean, Willie Green even came out and said it. This wasn't the first time when talking about referencing when he did get suspended. So your stars lead by example. Brandon Ingram doesn't want to be there. CJ McCollum's supposed to be this great leader. He's just empty calories stats at this point. I don't give a shit what anyone says about CJ McCollum. He doesn't show up when he needs to do or when he needs it. He didn't show up in the play-in. Didn't show up in the playoffs. Notice CJ's stats when Zion comes back. He had less shots. Murray's ascending. Murray's starting to look like the player you traded for. He had a hurt hand. It seems like he's going through some personal stuff, but he's balling. But then look at CJ. So this roster is constructed in a way that doesn't fit. A lot of ball dominant players. You got CJ averaging 28 points going back 2 games ago during that 8-game stretch, and then we don't trade him. I don't know what David Griffin's waiting for. Is he just going to wait till the contract expires and then get nothing for him? I mean, people talk about his contract having value. Great, trade him, get something for him, get something for him, get whatever you can scrounge up for BI and just move on, kick on the season. There's a lot of positives to go with the Pelicans as well. I'm not going to sit here and say there's no positives. I mean, Trey Murphy is a bona fide star. Look what he's been doing the past, I don't know, ever since he started, really. I mean, people were ripping on him, but he was coming back from an injury, and then he's starting to find his groove. So Trey Murphy's, ascending, becoming a guy. Yves Missi will be first-team All-Rookie. I don't know if he'll win Rookie of the Year, but he's definitely a top 5 player in this class so far. So, BI, if he comes back, what do you do with Murphy? Do you keep starting him? I mean, do you sit CJ? Do you sit Murray? I mean, this team is just not constructed in a way that is that long-term.
Murphy's averaging almost 22 points and 5 rebounds on 45% shooting this year.
Yeah, but like you can just like the eye test. He used to be just kind of a spot up shooter, like high flyer dunker, but now he's starting to get his own shot, which is like the number one thing I look for.
In the last 7 games, he's averaging, not to cut you off, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, and a steal a game, and less than 2 turnovers.
No, he's been really good. I mean, Murray's been good, but it's just like BI comes back, you're going to tell that dude not to. I mean, is he going to start? I mean, I don't know. The trade deadline's February 6th. We're shooting this on the January 17th, so 3 weeks away, basically. I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm waiting on Griffin to make a move. Winning these games. You got 2 guys in this draft class that are just bona fide stars, and Dylan Harper and Cooper Flagg, and you're not picking a direction. I mean,
Still the worst team in the West. I will say that.
They are, but like they're playing better. But I just feel like the past like 3 or 4 years, they're just always teetering this line of like Do we just tank? Do we try and make a run at the play-in? Then when we get in the play-in, we just get shit on? Or it's just like people are like, oh, I mean, maybe playing in OKC last year, like, this is valuable experience. It's like, no, I don't really think so. I mean, we got our ass handed to us 4 games in a row, like swept. I don't think that's a positive experience for anybody. So they're just this team's just frustrating. They just won't pick a direction, but there are positives to take from it. There's just people say blow it up. You don't blow it up. You just kind of retool it a little bit. You take what you can get from assets and you move on. I mean, you can't trade Zion right now unless someone calls you and they're like, "We'll give you all this." It's like, I would seriously, if someone gave a decent package for Zion, definitely take it. But he's not really like in a position to be traded right now, considering he barely plays and
He's not liable. I mean,
he's not
reliable.
liable. He's getting suspended for just not being, the team leader that he's supposed to be in a Stars league. So it's just a frustrating thing to watch as a Pelicans fan, and nothing's really being done. I mean, Griffin goes on this thing in the press conference last year. If we're not making changes, I'd be pretty upset. He made one trade, and like people are already criticizing it. I mean, Dyson Daniels will probably be first team all defense. I think Dyson Daniels probably has more value than Dejounte Murray right now. So, and then plus we got to give up 2 picks. Luckily, the Lakers are good this year. I mean, if the Lakers were like just shit, dude, oh man, that'd be a tough pill to swallow. Like if the Lakers end up with like a top 10 pick, that'd be a tough pill to swallow as a fan. But yeah, I mean, luckily Murray's kind of finding his groove a little bit. It's just I could go on and on about this, but and then another thing, BI and Zion have never fit. I've been saying this since the podcast started. Like, you got to make a decision. Never made a decision. BI is never freaking healthy. BI is out as much as Zion is. People want to give Zion shit. BI is out just as much as him. So
I agree. I've been saying it for a couple of years, and he plays inefficient basketball.
Yeah. So, and then there's no team that wants to trade for him. There's no obvious team. Like, I think Pelicans, I said last spot, I think Pelicans fans are going to be blown away by what we get, not in a good way.
Nothing.
Yeah, we're going to get like maybe like a really, really late first, or like a bunch of seconds and salary fillers on expiring. So there's just really not going to be much. There's no like serious market for him like there was a year and a half ago or a year ago. So the time when the Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller fiasco was kind of going on, that was kind of the time to pounce. You could have gotten younger, you could have gotten cheaper. Didn't do it, didn't make a decision. They kept rolling with this team they have now. So, but I mean, it's not like the Saints, which we'll get to, where it's just like you're an aging roster, all this other stuff. Like, you do have a lot of talent, it just doesn't fit. Like I said, you just got to retool things. I think Griffin's just like one of those guys. He collects a lot of assets, but the assets just don't go together. So I don't know. I could, like I said, I could go on this forever. I feel like there's another point I want to hit, but I think I've kind of hit it all. What do you think?
So I will say this: the Pelicans are 1 game away, which they will get from being knocked out of the top 3. That's the best odds in terms of the NBA lottery. They're also they're playing the Jazz 2 games in 4 days. The Jazz are a game and a half above the Pels, so the Pels could be not worse than the Western Conference pretty soon.
Big tank game, both of them. Yeah.
So big week to see what this team looks like at the end of the week. But yeah, I mean, we've touched on this thing over and over again, and it's just
And like I said, it just boils down to just pick a damn direction. I mean, I understand you want to win. I mean, every franchise wants to win. There's nothing more in the world that I want than a Pelicans championship, but it's the NBA. It's a Stars league. You're not going anywhere this year. Like, you can chalk it up to injuries. I mean, Alvarado got hurt again. It's just like it just never ends with these dudes. So,
yeah.
Herb got hurt. I'm never gonna blame that on Herb. Herb's a great player. I wouldn't trade Herb. They even came out and said it a couple weeks ago. I mean, he's on a great contract, but he got hurt. Like, you could just chalk it up to injuries. Willie Green, is he a good coach? I don't think he's all that. I mean, you can kind of tell who's a good coach and who's not after timeouts and just see the plays they run. I mean, they don't have an inbounds play. It's just a fucking mess. And I think, this is what I really wanted to touch on. David Griffin, when he first came in, he's like, we need to make this a family atmosphere. And that's the same shit with the Saints. It's just like they're all buddies. He tries to make a buddy system with players, and you can't do that. I mean, this at the end of the day, this whole thing's a business. Like, it's to sell tickets, is to win the games. Like, you're not. He waited too long on Lonzo Ball because he built the relationship with him. Like, you kind of need to be like the guy from the Bulls in the '90s. You've seen The Last Dance. I mean, anyone who's seen The Last Dance, what did they do for an episode and a half? They ripped on the GM. He wasn't personable. He didn't do this. Guess what, motherfucker? You got 6 championships out of it. Like that. That's how it is. Like, he treated it as a business, and you got 6 championships. So that's just kind of how it needs to be. Griffin's like, oh, it just needs to be a family. Like, no, I'm not saying be cold blooded, but you gotta,
mind fill, joy, and compassion.
Yeah. What are we doing? I mean, I'd be like, destroy, kill, and something. I mean, no.
Conquer.
Yeah, conquered. I mean, win fucking games. It's just I don't know, man.
Being
a Pelicans fan is just really, really tough. So, I don't want to keep harping on the negative, but there are positives this year. It's just hopefully the Pelicans will luck out. I was kind of thinking, like, do you even see Cooper Flagg in half the uniforms that the NBA offers? Like, the Wizards will not get rewarded for this. Like they won't win the lottery this year. They win lotteries like when it doesn't count.
The great white hope. Let's see.
I mean, teams.
What city do I see Cooper Flagg in? Let me look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, off the top of my head, let's see.
Dude, Utah. Portland, Utah.
Utah is the number one. Utah is like the one team I'm like, I could see Utah winning this lottery and getting Cooper Flagg. That's like the number one team.
Maybe Toronto. Maybe the Nets.
Nets, maybe. Toronto, I could see it. Charlotte, I don't see it. Pelicans, I can weirdly see it. San Antonio, no. Yeah, I'd like Washington, Charlotte. I think these teams have been bad for so long that it's just like, you know what I mean?
I'm looking at this. You know who I would be terrified if they just fell apart in the second half? It's the Spurs. You have Wemby and Cooper Flagg.
I don't think the Spurs are. I don't think the Spurs would do that. I think they'd go the opposite direction. I think they would try and make a move towards it. I mean, you have a window with Wemby, and then
I think Cooper Flagg and Wemby could coexist.
I think Wemby can coexist with anyone. But yeah, Cooper Flagg is just like I don't see him being like a number 1 on a championship team, but I can see him being like a number 2. He's just like one of those players that's just like never going to make a mistake. He doesn't really have any weaknesses. He doesn't really do anything amazing. But he's just like
he does things amazing from what I've watched.
Like what?
He's athletic. He's a
not,
dog.
I mean, when I think of athletes, I think of Zion. I think of Anthony Edwards. I think of these high flying guys. He's not like
high flying. He's dunking.
Not to that level. Not in the NBA level.
He's dunking on people.
Yeah, but when you look at him jump, it's not like he's dunking, but he's not like head above the rim kind of. He's a good player. I'm not ripping on him. I'm just saying he does a lot of things really well, but he's not like he just doesn't make mistakes, and that's his thing. So.
You want to talk about a team who makes a lot of mistakes?
Yeah, we can get to these guys.
All right, so I was at first of all, let's talk about the press conference. Sean Payton talked about being disappointed. He was petty Sean, by the way. Talked about being disappointed in the playoffs, and he felt like the team was in the game, and in the second half, nothing went right. But he talked about injuries. Broncos last 2 years had the fewest injuries in the NFL, second fewest, right, in the last 2 years. And then he says, they've earned that. And then the Saints, he didn't say the Saints. He said, teams that are bottom of the NFL earn that too. And that's obviously the Saints. I agree. People, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, injuries are unpredictable. Yeah, sometimes they are. But when you have an aging roster that is like filled with dinosaurs, 35-year-old Cam Jordan, 35-year-old Demario Davis, you got injury-prone players all over the place. It's really not. You could have predicted this is happening. And it also doesn't help that you've had Oshner for all this time, and you've been among the, most injured team in the NFL and NBA with Oshner. So I thought that was interesting. And then also, I'll say this: people who don't like Mike McCarthy would be a slam dunk hire. Mike McCarthy is, I believe, top 15 in NFL in all-time wins. He has more playoff wins than Mike Tomlin and Sean Payton. Let me see it. Most NFL wins as coach. I believe he's top 15. I'll tell you right now. He's pretty high. Mike McCarthy's a hell of a coach, and I think he could build a program. Mike McCarthy right now is 12th all time in NFL wins.
Is he that high? Wow.
Yes, he has 174 NFL wins.
Yeah, out of the 18 years he's coached, he's been in the playoff 12 out of 18. So that's the same with Tomlin. It's better than Payton. Payton's been in the playoffs 10 out of 17. Division titles, he's won 8. Tomlin's won 7. Payton's won 7. Playoff wins, he's 11-11. Not great, but Payton 9-9, and then Tomlin 8-11. So I retweeted it on my on the page, but he needs a better publicist. I mean, he won 12 games.
He's the most toxic organization, maybe most. There was with a toxic quarterback in Aaron Rodgers and a toxic organization, Dallas Cowboys. But he's a hell of a football coach.
Yeah, I mean, would you consider him an elite coach? I wouldn't consider, but he's a good coach.
I think, dude, if he wins another Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer. He's not going to do that with the Saints, but if he goes to the Bears and he turns Caleb Williams around, and if I'm him, I'm not taking the Saints job.
No, I mean, if it's the worst job in the NFL. I mean, they even asked Mickey Loomis at the press conference, like, what makes your job so attractive? He's like, there's 32 of these. Yeah. Well, there's 32 teams in the NFL. Like, there's the most desired franchise or most desired job out there. I'm like, what? Like, he doesn't make sense. So, whoever the Saints hire, management has to tell them, like, we're giving you a long leash here. So there's really no attraction to it. I mean, oldest roster in the NFL, cap. Yeah, pretty straightforward, really.
So it looks like Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders. Say McCarthy goes to the Bears. Say Aaron Glenn takes the Jets job, which is also a bad job. You go Joe Brady?
Yeah, I always lean more towards the offensive minded people. That's just my preference. Defensive guys are cool and all, but I think the slam dunk hires are usually the offensive guys, in my opinion. And then I also think I think a lot of people are meant to be coordinators rather than head coaches. Like, is Ben Johnson really that great? I mean, I don't know.
Is Joe Brady? Can Joe Brady lead a whole team?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, do you think Dan Campbell would be a good coordinator? I don't think he'd be a coordinator. No, he's more of a head coach. Yeah, I mean, I've seen like Ron Rivera being a good coordinator. I don't think so. It's just like I'd rather have like these like figurehead guys that like these culture guys than like I don't know. There's just a difference. Like you're looking at their one side of the ball. Like Cliff Kingsbury, he's getting interviewed for head coaching jobs. I don't think Kingsbury is a good head coach. Like you saw it in Arizona, he didn't elevate that team. So
he's a good coordinator.
Yeah, he's a good coordinator. Like just like Dennis Allen, great coordinator. I would take Dennis Allen as a defensive coordinator 10 out of 10 times, but him leading the team, absolutely not. I mean, there's just a difference. Like some guys are meant to be lieutenants rather than generals. So it's pretty simple. But yeah, is Aaron Glenn that guy? I have no idea. It's going to be interesting to see who else they have. I mean, if you really want to get
down, who I think is that guy, we know that's that guy. We haven't seen a college coach go to the NFL in a while, but Marcus Freeman, young, energetic coach.
Well, I saw he interviewed with the Bears, right?
Yeah. No, the Bears are interested. I don't think he's interviewed.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could see it. I don't know. I mean, some of these guys want to go straight to the NFL, and like you look at Harbaugh. So but I mean, Harbaugh's kind of crazy. That was his alum. You won a championship. I guess you just go go out on top.
Yeah, but like Harbaugh was an NFL guy. That's what I mean by like a coach that hasn't coached in the NFL. Like Harbaugh has a ton of NFL experience. Marcus Freeman has none.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think he'd be fine though. I don't see
I
him.
agree. I agree.
I
I
see him
agree.
kind of failing at that, but yeah, I don't know. There's no like easy because like Patriots getting Vrabel, that was an easy like slam dunk, like straightforward hire. There's really no controversy with it. It was pretty easy, but the Saints don't really have that kind of hire and don't really have a selling point to hire someone like that. So, I mean, if you really want to get diabolical and just tank, which they won't, you just go with Rizzy again on like a 2-year deal, but they won't do that.
Who the hell do the Cowboys hire? It's about Dion. Dion in Colorado about to come to extension. Apparently, we'll see. Who knows?
What is
But
that? But that
means he gets
doesn't
more
mean
money.
shit though.
It means more money. He's been using this to get more money.
What do they pay him now? Do you know?
It's like $3 million. It's like the 10th highest paid coach in the Big 12. So
Wait, he's the 10th highest paid coach
in the Big 12 in the conference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is he paid so low? Well, doesn't he have an expensive coaching staff?
Yeah. Hold on.
Because I always heard that from you and like other people. It's like he spends a lot on his coaching staff. Like his coaching staff's pretty elite. But yeah, there's no easy guy. I'd rather just take someone unproven. The Saints are not going anywhere. I mean, like if the Saints hire Ron Rivera, what is that doing? Like
It's an adult in the room finally.
well, it's a safe hire, but it's not going to elevate your team.
No, but who's going to elevate this team? You
Oh,
know,
I think. Well, you want to get like someone young. I just don't want them to keep hitting the Sean Payton, Drew Brees well. It's like, I mean, I like Aaron Glenn, but I'm not like going to be over the moon about it.
if they got McCarthy was full on with the rebuild, I'm okay with it.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. They're never. I don't think the Saints are ever just going to go to this like full on rebuild.
It's like, look, we're going to give you 3-4 years. No, well, I don't care what coach it is. You got to give them 3-4 years to figure the shit because the shit is bad. It's a dumpster fire. It is the worst job in the NFL. Why? You got $60-70 million in dead cap space next year. You're paying Marshawn Lattimore $32 million. You're paying Michael Thomas $10 million next year. Jameis Winston $8 million. You still got Derek Carr taking up $50 million of your salary. You don't have a quarterback. Your defense is dinosaurs. Name one good defensive player. We talked about this last pod. Alontae Taylor was ranked one of the worst cornerbacks in the NFL. Brian Brzee was literally ranked the second worst defensive tackle in run defense, and his grade was 35 out of 100. You don't have any good defensive players there.
You got Carl, baby. Carl, but he kind of regressed this year. He didn't. Well, I don't know about regress, but he's kind of stagnant this year.
I'm talking about a star.
Star, yeah. There's no like bona fide star. I mean, you could make a case for DeMario, but DeMario, like one of these years, is going to fall off a cliff. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, well, one thing I will give Mickey props on, he won that Lattimore trade. I don't think there's any ifs or, if fans or buts about it. I think you ship a cornerback. You rather ship a cornerback a year early than a year too late, and they shipped them out at the exact right time. So
perfect.
Yeah, take your third round pick. And then I love Saints and LSU fans. Oh, let's go Jaden Daniels. I'm like, fuck that. Like, I love Jaden Daniels. Don't get me wrong, dude. I want them to lose. I want to get a higher draft pick. I don't want them picking 32nd. Like, I don't want them winning the Super Bowl. Every slot they go back, you're moving 3 rounds back. So,
okay, I see what you're saying now.
You know what I mean? Like, you're moving.
Well,
if you move 3 slots back, 9 slots, huh?
I think they lose this week anyway. So,
who do they play this week?
Lions.
I don't know. It's the Lions. You never know with those guys.
Yeah, you don't know what the Bills either.
Yeah, we'll see.
You want to make your predictions for this week real quick?
Yeah, let me look through it.
I'll give you my predictions.
I'm not gonna say I've been checked out on the playoffs, but I haven't been in tune with the playoffs as much.
All right. Chiefs suck at covering, but I got them winning. Texans cover, Chiefs win. I got the Lions Commanders also covering Lions win. I got the Rams in an upset over the Eagles. And then I
Yeah.
have the Bills. The Bills winning over the Ravens. That's a tough matchup. I've been going back and forth with the Bills Ravens all week. I think the Ravens match up well against the Bills, but the Bills are at home. Josh Allen's been a better playoff quarterback than Lamar. Here's another thing. I think the Ravens match up well against the Bills, but I feel like the Bills match up well against the Chiefs. So I want the Bills to win because I feel like the Bills have a better chance of beating the Chiefs than the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. I think the Rams. I like the Rams too. That's probably my bet of the week, plus 6.5. I wouldn't take money line, but if you feeling it, Rams are kind of on a roll. I mean, they got the weapons to get it done. Yeah, McVay. I think they got the coaching advantage. I mean, I think McVay is top 3 coach in the NFL. So yeah, they got some advantages. Eagles got good playoff experience though. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl. They got it too, but I like the Rams as well. Yeah, Chiefs. I'm gonna go Commanders. I just am. Chiefs, Commanders, Rams, Bills. That's what I have. So,
All right. You ready for the game on Monday?
let me read these texts. Shout out Najee fan club. Yeah, this is what this is the kind of shit I endure as a Saints fan, and it's all satire, but I think.
Go ahead.
He said, so one of my friends, let's see. Would you draft that? Would you draft Jackson Dart? I said no. No, I don't either. He's like, would you go top tackles instead? I was like, yeah. And then someone said get the Texas QB at 9. I think he's joking. He's like, jersey's on me if that happens. He's like, I feel like we're gonna be dumbasses. I was like, yep.
Viewers.
Yeah, Ewers, would you trade back? And then like he's joking. He's like, would you trade back to 15 for Anthony Richardson? I'm like, is this really what we're asking? You know what I do want? That Penn State tight end. Warren or whatever.
Oh, well, that's who the Broncos want too. So Sean Payton might punch Mickey Loomis if he drafts him.
That's who they want? I mean, they're gonna what are they picking? Like 20 something?
Yeah, they're
25?
20th. They're going to try to trade up. You can't tell me right now that doesn't say Sean Payton, that kid.
That's why I
Taysom
love
Hill.
Sean Payton. Yeah. The fucking, the pettiness. I mean, it's a little childish, but it is whatever.
Dude, that player is literally a Sean Payton player.
Yeah, he's a stud. I mean, he's the best tight end in the country.
Yeah, but like he could play quarterback, he could fill the Taysom Hill role, and yeah.
Let's see.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're just talking nonsense. Let's see. Is there anything else worth mentioning? Oh, if the Pels played on Bali, I'd watch it.
Why would you watch it?
He's just being a dick. He's being satire. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like at this point, it's just all satire. I can't take it seriously with the Saints until, I've kind of been saying this. Like,
some good juice. Give me some good juicy text.
I can't repeat on this. I can't repeat them on this podcast. So
I got better texts on the Saints and Pels group message.
No, you don't.
Oh, you ready? Hold on. Hold up. So we got in a fight with Derek Carr fan base. That was pretty good. Did you see that?
Who's his fan base? I don't know one Saints fan that likes Derek Carr.
It's not. It's Raiders fans and Fresno State fans.
Why are Raiders fans defending Derek Carr? Do they not watch him during his tenure? You know what it is? Derek Carr won MVP kind of quality year, and then I guess just fans stick to that. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but nah, it's yeah, defending Derek Carr is just. I think the thing that with Derek Carr, is he a bad player when he gets time and has weapons? No. Is he a good player? No. He's just a middle of the road quarterback. But I think it's just this inauthenticity that he has. He's not. I don't feel like he's an authentic person. Do you get that vibes from him?
I just think he's there.
What do you mean he's there?
He's just average at all aspects of everything. He's an average personality. He's an average quarterback. He's just.
but he's got like this like thing about him. It's like the thing with like me and CJ. Like I can just see something weird with CJ, and it's like I
I
can't put
feel
my
like
finger on
CJ
it.
has a way better personality than Derek Carr.
CJ's got like this smugness about him, and he doesn't back it up when you need him to, and that's the thing that annoys me. That's the thing that drives
Yeah,
me
I could see
crazy.
that with Carr.
Carr, yeah, Carr's like, I'm not taking a pay cut. Put on the tape. It's like, what fucking tape? Like the first 2 weeks, and then when everyone was
Well, yeah,
delusional, and I was
the
the only person that said we weren't that good.
check the tape, dude.
Yeah,
That's what
check that 504
dude.
court tape.
Hold on, let me read you some of these messages from these Raiders fans. I got to show you this shit. Dude, they were pulling up stats about he has like the same record as Matthew Stafford before he left the Lions. He has more like touchdown passes than like he's top 10 touchdown passes in his first 11 years in the NFL. Dude, they were going off. I got to find this. It's probably too far back.
Matthew Stafford. I mean,
Yeah,
Stafford didn't have any playoff wins with Detroit, right?
yeah. Correct, yeah.
I mean, Stafford was throwing for 5,000 yards. He did it what, twice?
That's what I said. Stafford's a Hall of Famer. We're not going to compare Derek Carr to him, but all right, let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. No,
Well,
you can't argue. You
here you
can't
go.
argue with people.
Here we go. Here we go. Alfonso says, check the tape. And I go, tape ain't that good. Lewis does a picture of the tape, him Carr throwing an interception, right? And then here comes Fresno State fan. He does the tape and it's Carr to Shaheed. All right. And then I gotta just he gives me like 50 graphs. All right, if you can see the graphs. Okay. Like,
Graphs. You know you're in
oh dude,
trouble.
he has like 10 different graphs about how good Derek Carr was.
Is this Mickey Loomis burner account? What is this?
Dude, I don't, dude, Michael, you should go on this thing. It like they went on for hours.
Why
Hours.
are you getting arguments with random people
I didn't get in
online?
arguments. Alfonso and Grant got in there. Dude, they all went like it was very entertaining. I was just sitting there watching it.
Fonzo doesn't know whether to tank or win games, or I've seen him say one thing and an hour later say another
He
thing.
yells at me when I pull against him, and then he's like, "Man, we should tank." I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, dude, he has his opinions are just insane. I've never seen someone flip flop as much as him. I don't know what he wants. Like he's like an indecisive woman. I'm just like, dude, what are you saying right now?
And then I'm like, "Damn, it's
Are you
actually having a
trolling? But
great."
it
And then
doesn't feel
he's
like a
like,
troll
"Go
job.
back to rooting for Denver." I'm like, "I covered a team." The
Yeah,
fuck?
it's like I can't tell if you're trolling me right now or not, and I don't think he is. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's
I'm
also like, what?
emotional.
Huh?
We got to tell him that he's on the pod today.
I'm not telling him. Let him figure it out. No, it's I don't know what he wants, but yeah, I think that's a lot of fans. Like, Pels win 2 games in a row. Oh, we're back, baby. We're back. Washington Wizards. It's like,
You're going to the blender, baby.
yeah, we're taking it back to the blender. We're going to the play-in and running the table.
All right,
It's like,
quickly. Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Ohio State. Oh, what are we doing here?
I got Notre Dame.
Really?
Team of destiny. Ohio State. I don't. People don't trust Notre Dame in big games. Ohio State. Ryan Day just they get out physical. It's just I get they've been beating the crap out of teams and have been the best team, but something just doesn't sit right with me. I like Marcus Freeman. I like Riley Leonard's guts. So yeah, I got Notre Dame, and I like Marcus Freeman a lot. But also, I want to say this to LSU fans: Brian Kelly's still a really good coach. He helped build Notre Dame. He went to a national title with Notre Dame as well. So let's cool it with the hot takes with Brian Kelly. Let's see what he does this year. This year will tell us a lot about LSU football. But if Notre Dame wins, let's not get on Twitter and overreact. Okay, there you go.
First of all, good luck with that.
No,
I'm talking about the overreaction. People are gonna
I
overreact.
know
No matter
it's
what.
LSU fans. They're fucking.
No, they're you know they're fun, but they're also the worst. Like same with Bama fans. Same with like any kind of. I think LSU's probably top 3 in that. Just like not delusional, but the expectations are just a little too much. I don't really know how to say it. They're too much.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't win a championship, like what are we doing? I think you have a lot of realists out there. But what Brian Kelly inherited compared to what he has now, clearly has it either moving forward, just like anything in life, you're either moving forward or backwards. He's definitely moving forward towards a positive thing. I think his team next year, if he doesn't make the playoffs, like top 12 team, I think yeah, you probably have the discussions, but yeah, I think Brian Kelly's he's doing a decent job. I'd say like his tenure so far is probably like a B-. I think he can get to an A next year.
Yeah. Right. I agree with you.
But I did find it funny, like I see on Twitter, like, oh, who America's rooting for, and it's like it's like shows the map of the United States. It's like Notre Dame all blocked. I'm like, Louisiana is definitely not rooting for Notre Dame.
I disagree with you on that. There's a lot of Catholics that are pulling, like from New Orleans. I've seen a lot of people in the playoffs pulling for Notre Dame. Louisiana is like the most Catholic state in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think Notre Dame for the longest time, even especially before Marcus Freeman, might have flipped a little bit.
Marcus Freeman has made him likable, and then what they did in
more
New
likable.
Orleans,
I wouldn't say likable. Yes. I'd say more likable.
And what they did in New Orleans,
no, it could be the same old tale. Notre Dame gets as far as
it makes it more likable. But what they did in New Orleans after the terrorist attack as well, I think that played a factor. And they did stuff in the community. So go Irish, dude. We got two people at my wedding that I give shit to every day about Notre Dame. You know what? They could be happy. I pull for people's happiness, and like Alfonso Aguilar. Let's go ahead and wrap it up with that.
All right. Well, final score predictions.
23-20. Notre Dame wins on
if you're going to pick Notre Dame, it's going to be a close game, right? I mean,
23-20.
It'd be wild to pick Notre Dame and be like, oh, yeah, 41-20. It's like, no.
23-20.
All right. I think it's a good one. Any late game heroics by Notre Dame?
Yeah.
What, like game-winning kick? What?
Yeah, game-winning field goal.
Putting you on the spot here. All right, I'm going to go Ohio State 28-17.
All right. You want to make a bet on it?
No.
Come on.
What do you want to bet?
Ooh, I know you stopped drinking, but I like to drink. So you'll send me a pack of beer, and I'll send you. No, I can't send you that.
Yeah, you can. You're in Colorado. Yeah, we'll text after and figure something out. But Ohio State's a game. I mean, let's be honest.
All right.
But all right. Anything else you want to plug? Where can we find you at, Corey?
Dude, just Google me.
You arrogant fuck. Google me. All right. So, sounds good. If you guys can like and subscribe. Huh?
I don't know what to do with TikTok. My TikTok followers.
Oh, yeah. TikTok's getting banned. What are your thoughts?
Sad. A lot of my content has been blowing up on TikTok. What I've been most successful of the last couple of months. But apparently Biden's not doing anything, and he's just going to let Trump come in, and Trump has a plan. So we'll see what happens. So hopefully he can end this ban. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see.
They're going to need some like billionaire to come in and step in, like whether it's like Mr. Beast or Elon or someone like that, just to buy it. I think that's the only way, in my opinion. But what the hell do I know?
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, no. If you guys can like and subscribe, appreciate it. And yeah, see you soon.
Love y'all.